Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Every video that you'll find on the internet, on YouTube, is going to talk about how powerful and beautiful the iPad Pro is. They'll even say, and this is true, that the iPad Pro 11 and iPad Pro 12.9 is more powerful than a MacBook Pro 2018, even the brand new MacBook Air. But what does it take for your iPad Pro to compete with the MacBook? Well, you need one of these. And that's why we're going to be reviewing the iPad Pro Smart Keyboard Folio. Let's check it out. Now, it's no joke that the iPad Pro 12.9 and 11 compete really well with laptops. But boy, is this one of the most expensive laptops that you've ever purchased. This keyboard case is close to 200 bucks. It's just shy of 200 bucks. And it will be a great addition to your iPad. So if you're someone who's looking for that special someone for a gift for this holiday and you know they picked up a iPad Pro 12 or 11, you may want to watch this video so you can think about picking this case up for them. Let's go ahead and do the unboxing and see why you'd want it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available. So now this keyboard folio is specifically designed for the iPad Pro 12.9. There are variants of this for the 11 as well. Keep in mind that this is not going to work with the previous generation. This is specifically for the third generation iPad Pros. Now the neat thing about this case in keyboard combo is that it's going to protect your tablet. It's also going to give you laptop-like capabilities without a mouse pad, right? So you'll be able to key nicely on it. And it does have a couple of viewing angles. So let's go ahead and unbox it. Let's check it out and see if it's worth the $199. All right, guys, so taking a closer look at this folio. Number one, has no shell to it. Woo! No shell. That means that there's nothing that you clip your iPad to. However, there are some contact points where right here, you can see those right there. These contact points is what contacts the bottom of your tablet and then powers your keyboard. But there's no clip shell here, which means that this is attached to your iPad with magnets, right? Now, the reason why I highlight that is because most of us have cases, and these cases prevent your tablet from being damaged in the event that you drop it. Now, this is not an Apple invention. We saw this with Samsung first. They have their keyboard folios that have this magnetic type approach as well. I will tell you, I prefer to have the snap-on one because if I do drop my tablet, I want it to stay in the case and I want it protected. I have a sense that once we put the tablet in here, it's not going to have a lot of protection. But that's one thing. It also has this microfiber type, velour type material here. You can see as I'm going over it. It's going to keep the back of your tablet nice and clean. You have your cutout here for your camera. You have your keyboard. It does have multiple angles, right? So depending on what you're doing, it's going to be in different places. I do like the way it looks. I like that it has less space, and because it doesn't have a shell that it clips into, it's going to be 100% Apple Pencil compatible for charging. That means that you can have your pencil connected here and it's going to work. I do have some very affordable cases that we're reviewing and they don't have the connection option here. While it can magnetically connect, it's kind of a little bit loose. So that's pretty cool. So let's get our tablet in place and we'll see how it works. Alright guys, so here we have our iPad, and before I place it into the case, I just wanted to show you what I was referring to. This is a case that we're going to be reviewing shortly. It's a very affordable, and it also has the auto wake feature, but notice how this is a shell. So this is a shell that keeps the tablet in place. It's not a minimalistic type case, but also in the event that you drop your tablet, it's going to be protected because of all of the plastic that's around it. So set this aside because we'll review this a little bit later. Now, going back to this case, all we're going to do is, you notice that you have these contact points here. They get connected to these contact points here. I'm just going to place it right here, and it almost self-guides. As I'm placing it down, it just like kind of thumped into it without a problem. So now that it's in place, all you got to do is close it like this, and you'll notice, as I mentioned, that the Apple Pencil is going to be in place. Apple Pencil magnet is pretty hard. It's not, or has a good grip. It's not going to fall off unless you push it this way. So one of the things that I spoke to a lot of friends about this, and they say, well, you know what? We probably don't need an Apple Pencil holder. I would say that if you're walking with this and you happen to bump it, just like that, you notice how easy it came out? If you're walking in a school setting or in an office setting and you bump into something, your pencil is going to go flying. And I'm kind of the kind of person that doesn't like to have my stuff all banged up or my tips messed up. So I would caution you when you have your Apple Pencil connected to your tablet, because again, watch this. And I'm not putting a lot of force to do it. Now, if I grab it this way, it's sturdy. Okay, it is really sturdy. It's not going to lift up the tablet, but it's definitely pretty sturdy. Just an FYI. So now that we have this in place, looks really good. I like the size. It has no closing mechanism, so this is not magnetic. Let's see. What we'll do is we'll hold it like this and see if it opens. See how it opens? So there's nothing magnetically sealing it in place. That's one thing to be aware. What we'll do is we'll open it up. Also, it has no auto wake feature. So for $199, you have a keyboard cover that when you open it, will not turn on your tablet. Way to go, Apple. There you have it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the keyboard side. Now, one other thing that we want to look at is the overall protection that you have with the case. So you'll notice right here, if we put this in an angle, it does a decent job of protecting your camera, but it is very close to being almost there. Let's put it right here, this angle right here. So you notice how I'll tilt it. It's almost flush, slightly off just by a bit. So that would concern me on this side if there's any kind of garbage or stuff on a table as you're using this. So just be aware of that. Now, as far as protection up here, notice how close this is. It's almost like flush to it, which I think is nice from a design perspective. But if you drop your phone, your tablet in this case, you're going to get a bend on either of these sides. You'll notice the same thing is true right here. Very little. Actually, there's no material. See that? And the same thing you see right there. Really nothing here on the back either. If we put it flush, it's going to be flush as well. So just be aware. $200 price tag, you get a keyboard that doesn't have auto wake, and it also doesn't really give you a lot of protection. All right, now from a keyboard perspective, you have a couple angles. It's a little tight here because the magnets are really holding this cover in. And you have, this is your first viewing angle, and it's pretty sturdy. Look at that. Right? If you put this in your lap, it's going to stay. I'm holding it right here, and you'll notice that. Now I'm going to move it to the next position. Now it's in this position, and again, look at this. Pretty grippy. Okay, I'm holding it only with one hand. So pretty nice. And if I flip it this way, you notice how nice this is. This is a really nice keyboard. I wish it had the auto wake feature. Hopefully Logitech's keyboard, which is I'm sure going to be a lot cheaper, is going to have that. I wish it had also a trackpad capability. It doesn't have it, but hey, that's what you have your pencil for, so you can move things around. And then also you can keep it up here nice in place. As I mentioned, just be careful that you don't bang it this way. Now, the keyboard works really well, so let's try typing with it. All right, so this is OneNote, and I'm currently working on my script for my tablet review. We're going to have a video that's going to cover, is this a tablet? Can the iPad really replace a laptop? Well, with the Microsoft Surface tablets. So that's going to be coming, so make sure you subscribe for that. As far as the keyboard goes, let's try this. This is the new keyboard. And it's doing, at the very bottom, you'll notice that this stuff is coming up too, for the Apple iPad Pro 12.9. All right, works really good, guys. Very responsive. The buttons have good travel. They have all the tactile features of what I would expect with a real keyboard. I also like the fact that it's really a keyboard and it doesn't have all of the functions that make this a multimedia device. Let me explain what I mean. All right, to see this, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Notice what's missing. Where's my place, pause? Where's my home button? Where are all those traditional functions that you find on a tablet keyboard? They're not here. This is really, given the Pro side of this, this is really to work just like a regular keyboard. You'll notice that there are no multiple functions here either. All right, so you have standard uppercase, lowercase, your 10 keys here. It's a standard keyboard. You do have some command options here that you can use, which are very Apple-esque. But once again, you don't have the media controls. Alright guys, so that concludes our review of the iPad Pro Smart Keyboard Folio from Apple. $200. Let me know in the comment area below, do you think it's worth it or not? Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.